satsang session. So before I sort of hand the floor over to you guys, I wanted to touch on a subject which is hard to talk to this. And it's this different, the way that sometimes we talk to different levels. So sometimes we're talking on, say, the very human stuff, the emotions, the wounds, the childlike things that are coming up, the relationships, all of that kind of stuff. And then sometimes we're talking at a deeper level, a deeper truth that I would say encompasses that more humanness. I often sort of, and this is from my background, speak about it in terms of the absolute and the relative, or the divine and the human. I mean, there's so many different ways in which you could sort of describe these two things. And in reality, it's not two things. The humanness is the divine in form, in appearance. The formless, the form of the existence, the experience. This is also made of formless too. But we have to talk to these levels because we experience life in these terms. It's both and, it's not either or. So you get some types of spirituality that's all the focus is, nope, transcend, forget about the dream, forget about the relative. Nothing ever happened. There's no one to do it. And while not untrue, it doesn't speak to the whole story, the whole picture, the whole experience of the formless living through the form. So this is why I like to speak to both. And I think there's room to speak to both. And like you would think of a cog in a clock. The parts make up the clock. But can you describe the cog as a clock? Yes and no. Or the wave. You can describe the wave, but it's still part of the ocean. It's to negate the human embodied experience of life. To just reduce it all down to nothingness. It doesn't save the wholeness of it. And there's a subtle duality in that, actually. To reject, to go, no, this human, this dream, this isn't it. The absolute is it. It's like, well, why isn't the humanness it? The humanness bit is it too. And that's the bit that we struggle with. But if you see that bit in the broader context, in the deeper truth, which includes that truth, then it all has its place. This is why I talk about both and all the time. Because it's not either or. It's both. But it just so happens one is nested within another. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's hard to put this stuff into words, honestly. People have been trying it for millennia, I'm sure. That's why you get all these traditions trying to talk about it and often failing in certain ways of looking at it. You know, the Buddhists arguing with the Advaitins and all the rest of it. But actually, we're all just talking of the same thing. But as soon as you open the mouth, there's a limit that goes onto it, because that's the nature. We're talking about a thing. Words are things. So you have to feel beneath the words. You have to trust the inherent knowingness of experience, your direct experience, not your sort of what you think about what you should be experiencing. Hold it all very lightly, all the words very lightly. Because one person might use the word consciousness, and that means something entirely different to another person. But we use what we've got for now. Okay.